Hello class, welcome to the online teaching services of St. Thomas High School, Mahua. Today, I, Richa Parekh, am here to start with the further continuation of Unit number 4, How Traders Became Rulers of Social Science for the students of class 8th. Dear students, in the last lecture, we discussed about Wellesley's policy. And in this lecture, we are going to discuss, first of all, expansion of British rule in India. We already come across that how the Britishers started acquiring the places through the indefinite means in the various parts of our country. Let's see the expansion, that how the Britishers expanded their bases in India. After finalizing the subsidiary alliance with treaties with Mysore, Nizam of Hyderabad and Maratha chieftains, the Britishers moved towards the north part of India. They entered into treaty of friendship with Nepal, sensing the threat from it. That means the Britishers, after signing from the west and the southwest part, they moved towards north. As they entered into the friendship, that means the treaty of friendship, that means they signed an agreement with Nepal as they were sensing the threat from it. They fought many battles to secure the frontiers. The friendly relations with the Sikh king Maharaja Ranjit Singh helped them to win the battle with Afghans and establish their rule in Sindh. The Britishers had an ambition to capture the Sikh kingdom, which was a very powerful kingdom, but could not do so as long as Maharaja Ranjit Singh was alive. That means after signing a friendship treaty, he got a great support from the Punjab king, from the Sikh king Maharaja Ranjit Singh, and hence they could not establish their kingdom in Punjab. So they kept friendly relations with Maharaja Ranjit Singh. Ranjit Singh was a strong ruler of that time. He had to set up a long army with the help of European officers for the protection of his state. He had attained victories over many nearby states. After his death, Punjab suffered anarchy. Governor General Sir Henry Hardinge came to India and brought the Sikh rule completely under the British rule with the policy of interference and annexation. My dear students, now we are going to learn what was the policy of annexation. Hence, after the death of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, the control was taken totally over by the Britishers. Dalhousie's policy of annexation. The aim of Wellesley's policy of expansion was to enslave the native kings without using much of the British resources. That means the main aim of Wellesley's policy was to expand the British rule by using whatever was belonging to the Indian rulers. But in Dalhousie's policy of annexation, the states that accepted the subsidiary alliance considered the British as their friends. Eventually, in the absence of internal and external threat, they became irresponsible and their administration started deteriorating. That means even after the kings, those who accepted the policies, they used to consider Britishers as their friends. But later, since there was absence of internal and external threat, that means they used to rule the kingdom, which was a kind of threat for them. The administration of the British started degrading. The outcome of conspiracy of the British was the anarchy in many princely states. Indian rulers got trapped in it. The Britishers got an excuse to start interfering in the internal affairs of the state on the pretext of putting an end to anarchy. They annexed many states under the same excuse. That means they started interfering in the internal affairs. They used to annex the state which the king belonged. Thereafter, Burma, now known as Myanmar, and many regions of Punjab were also annexed. If the king died without a son, his state was annexed. That means once the king dies, if he does not have his real son, then the kingdom was annexed by the Britishers. So, in the same manner, many states of India were annexed, and especially the regions of Punjab. His state was annexed. That means Maharaja Ranjit Singh's state was annexed. In the same way, Satara, Jhansi, Nagpur, etc. became the victims of the policy of annexation. My dear students, you might have watched the movie and the serial also of Jhansi Ki Rani. The same battle which was headed by Rani Lakshmi Bai was due to this policy of annexation. Dalhousie aimed at helping the British traders to make huge profits from the trade of tea, coffee, and cotton by capturing the areas that produced these commodities on a large scale. To consolidate the British rule in India and to run the administration smoothly, many changes were made by Dalhousie in India. Britishers tried to make huge profits from the tea, coffee, and cotton. At last, the Britishers tried to consolidate, that means tried to capture India and run the administration smoothly. So, in order to make the administration proper, many changes were made in India. During his tenure, the first railway line was started between Mumbai and Thane. The modern postal system was started in India, and the wireless system between India and England too was introduced during his tenure. He passed the law to ban child marriages and advocate widow remarriage. English education spread in India during this time, and the universities were also established in Mumbai, Chennai, and Kolkata in the year of 1857. Thus, these reforms were basically for the expansion of British rule and ease in administration. Although Indians were benefited later on, they had to suffer a lot with the introduction of the British reforms. That means the various reforms, but the main reforms are mentioned here. The establishment of first railway line along with the postal system and also the spread of English education. Even he passed the laws to ban the child marriages. You might have heard about the child marriages. That means once the boy or a girl is born, they get married, and advocate widow remarriage. So, firstly, when those reforms were added, when those reforms were basically put into use, Indians used to suffer a lot, but later this proved to be a boon for Indians. Dear students, here we are at the end of this lecture. In the next lecture, we are going to discuss what was the dissatisfaction on the basis of this policy by the Britishers. Till then, read the chapter once and try to find the small answers from it. We will continue the next class, and the answers will be shared with you in the next class itself. Stay at your home and stay safe. Thank you.